Hey, SharpGo Photo Challengers, welcome to week number 6. I'm gonna pour me some coffee so that I can get started with the challenge. Because it's very late and I need fuel. So, are you ready to take a look at this week's collection? As we're coming out of our last 3 weeks for aperture, shutter speed, ISO, we're finally in full manual. So I set forth a challenge this past week to guess manual settings. So before you take a shot, think in your head, pick your aperture, shutter speed, ISO, plug it into the camera, take a shot, guess as close as you can to a proper exposure and see how close you can get it. This is essentially what your test shot would be before when you're ever going to go take a photo. You take a shot and then you take a look at it on the LCD screen and see how, is it over, under, and then you adjust from there. Before the digital realm of cameras came along, I never shot film, but from what I hear, film cameras didn't have that luxury. So you had to be pretty spot on, and you didn't really know whether or not you got the shot until you developed it. You had light meters and stuff to help you, but otherwise it was sometimes a guessing game, so sometimes you would be surprised when you get to the dark room and see your shots developed. Did you hit the proper exposure mark, or were you off? Were you over or under? So we're trying to replicate that a little bit. This helps us, constantly doing this, constantly guessing what the settings would be, and trying to get as close to a proper exposure as possible on the first try, and thus requiring only minimal changes in your settings is a way to get better at gauging the exposure of your camera, because especially if you're going to be shooting anything live or anything that is time sensitive, or if you don't want to be sitting there while someone's smiling ready to get their portrait taken. You don't want to be fumbling, making changes over and over and over. Take a shot, nope, sorry, adjust it, take another shot, adjust it, over and over and over again. You want to get it as close as you can. So this is a little test to get us there. So let's just jump right into these shots and see how close everybody got. Can't wait to do it, so here we go. Bang Live. Thank you, Bang, for submitting for week 6. Let's take a look at your shots here. These look pretty damn good, actually. And Bashloom. This looks incredibly different. Flickr, what did you do? What have you done to yourself? Flickr's been going through some changes. I'm just noticing this is the first time I've seen this layout change. This is actually really funky. They've recently been going through some changes where now they've removed the option to license your images through Getty. And also I just noticed as I was trying to log in today to upload my own photos that now very soon you won't be able to log in. You'll have to have a Yahoo ID to log in, which kind of sucks. I don't have a Yahoo ID. I don't want a Yahoo ID. I don't see why I really need one, but I guess I'm gonna need one if I want to keep using Flickr, my Flickr account. So for the time being, you can log in with your Google or your Facebook account, but then they're gonna remove that option. I don't know why, but Flickr's going through some changes. Let's see. This is gonna make it interesting to navigate around here and find the settings. But look at what we got here. Well, let's turn off my sounds. Everything's coming in. Boom. Let's just mute my computer. There we go. So first shot of Bangs. Here we go. So we got some flowers. Okay, it's an okay shot. Okay, if we're strictly looking at, did you hit the exposure, and let's look at that first of all before looking at the photo itself, and whether or not it's a nice photo. So what we got here, it actually looks a little on the underside, so not a big deal. It's definitely fine, and if you were shooting raw, if this is non-processed at all, if you were shooting raw, you could definitely bring this up to an acceptable level. So that would still be passable for sure. If you're choosing JPEG, then you're not giving yourself that much room in post. So that's one thing to consider for later challenges when we get into shooting raw and going to Lightroom and all that fun stuff. But for right here, it's a little on the other side, but it's a pass. It's still good. As for the photo itself, it's a shot of flowers. There's not really a whole lot going on here. The thing about shooting flowers is, hey, yeah, they look beautiful, but what else? Otherwise it's not doing much for me. it looks like a shot of flowers. Not much else to it. So uninteresting image, but for the purposes of the challenge, for the most part, you got you got the exposure pretty damn close on your first shot. There you go. Moving on. Shooting a light source. This is a funky looking lamp. Cool. Very sharp. Awesome. For exposure wise, looks like you pegged it as well. Yeah. This is pretty damn good exposure for the first shot here. And this is a more interesting shot anyways. Again, not a hell of a whole lot going on with it, but it's an interesting lamp, and at least the background there's at least a light gradient going to it, going from like dark to light. So it is a little bit more interesting than the shot of the flowers. Other than that, it's a lamp, but for the purposes of the challenge, you got the exposure pretty damn spot on from what I see. Looks damn good. What the hell is this? Is this a lamp or an art fixture? Looks like a lamp, I guess. Yeah. Funky. Alrighty. Wonder if these are all in your place, or did you go to some person's house? Alright, so again, taking a shot of a lamp here, which can be tough because it'll mess with the meter when you shoot a light source, and also if it's not a great light source, if it's giving off light but there's still darkness around it, the meter on your camera, you can't really trust it. Starts to get a little stupid. But here, yeah, it looks like you did. Again, it's a shot of a lamp, but for the purposes of the challenge, you pegged the exposure. Good. Yeah, it looks good. Again, not much else to it. I feel like with some of these challenges, people have been focusing more on the technical stuff and not enough on the creative, which is fine. That's the purposes. That's been the purpose of the challenges so far, is to nail the technical stuff down so that we can get that out of the way and move on to the creative stuff. Everybody's shooting manual. Everybody's comfortable with it. So yeah, there'll be more focus on composition, subject choice, that sort of stuff in future challenges. That's why I'm not focusing so much on the photos themselves, on the subjects, but we're looking specifically for, did you nail the challenge? Moving on here. Spiral staircase. What the hell? Is this a photo of a photo? It is. It's framed. Big no. There's I'm not going to go into that. Okay, so we're taking a look at a photo of a photo. I may not talk too much about that one because it is what it is. There's, is it a photo of a photo? Yeah, it must be. I was kind of hoping like maybe it wasn't. Maybe he just kind of pointed up and there's this weird frame. No, it's a photo of a photo. Yeah, okay, you mail it. Okay, you got the exposure on this one, and yeah, it looks fine. But it's a picture of a picture, so yeah, not much else to that one. Taking pictures of pictures, or pictures or paintings or other pieces of art. That's been a topic of conversation amongst some photographers, because some people would say, well, first of all, is your picture then considered art? Is it considered art? To just capture someone else's art? And it is it's a topic that gets brought up a couple of times, depending on the exact kind of photo that we're talking about, and people's opinions differ. I don't know. What do you think? Because it kind of depends. Some people take a picture of somebody else's another photo or painting or something like that in a situation. So for instance, graffiti, if you frame that up, but with its surrounding, for instance, if it was dirty graffiti but happened to have some plants or something overgrown on the wall, that's the painting is then, the graffiti is then part of a larger composition. So that is a pass. But if you're just framing a picture up and taking a photo of that, then what is that? I don't know. I'm kind of rambling here. I was trying to search for a little conversation in there somewhere. Yeah, thank you, Bang. You nailed the exposure for a bunch of these, and you got he's got some awesome shots. Check out the rest of his Flickr page, because he's become very, very talented very quickly. He's picked up photography extremely well, and I'm very proud of a lot of his shots. So I'll be definitely pushing more people to your Flickr account. bang, because you need other people, you need more eyes on your photos here. Yeah, thank you again for submitting, and please watch for challenge number 7 that's going to be coming up. You're going to love it, and see you next week.